A warm welcome back to the AW Services YouTube channel. I'm Austin. A little bit of an update on my dashboard table, or my dash slope as I like to call it. Some of you may have seen something similar to this you find in HGV trucks. So lorry drivers can place their cups and things on them, and they're kind of like workbooks. But I've also got one in my van that I made myself. It's more so of an update video just to show how I've done it and what I've actually done. So I made some previous videos where I spoke about making a slope and building this so I've got a flat level area so I can place my coffee mug, because my coffee mug that I tend to use with my thermos doesn't fit my OEM Renault cup holders. I don't use travel coffee cups because you tend to spill them most of the time, or they're too tall to actually go in the cup holders. So I made this little slope. I got the van on level ground with a spirit level really on the bulkhead or the cross member of the bonnet, and just made sure with the floor of the van that the van was sat level and plumb. And then all I did with a steel ruler and tape measure is just measured what the angle was, or measured the distance. So I've got 2 inches at the furthermost lowest end, 4 inches at the highest end, and basically made that measurement to create me a level plane with a sloping bottom. I had some offcuts of 18mm marine ply, so I just measured that out, cut 2 triangles in short form basically. Then I glued and screwed those with countersink screw bits into the wood, the top panel. I then used some self-adhesive 3M felt that I purchased from Amazon. It stops the reflections. Yes, it's black, it could absorb some heat, but it's kind of that reason I've done that, so I don't get any ghosting or shadowing on the dash cam from the windscreen about this area here. So I glued and screwed that together, put the felt on top. Then I got a standard generic GoPro mount and countersunk that and actually screwed that in. And then I made this little bracket here, which is a GoPro anti-rattle clip with the rubber, like the grommet in there, so rattling. I then used a 1/4 20 generic camera mini ball head, and then screwed that to a piece of aluminium right angle. And then all I did was drilled it and then filed out a slot, put a locking screw on there, tightens it all up. It's a bit crude, but you don't see that. And then some more of this felt, and that there is an additional kind of walkie-talkie and belt clip holder, but also I use that for my Uniden UBC 125 XLT airband scanner, and that locates on there, and that gives me an additional place to put a radio PMR. And then I've also got that one there as well. But the reason I've got all this, I volunteer, and I love to volunteer for charitable events. And I do a lot of things for charities where I'm using licensed business radio, which I'm licensed for. Just get that out of the way in case there's any desktop radio experts out there. So I'm licensed for PMR 449. That's all I'm going into. This radio here is on lowest power on 449. I've also got 446 into that radio as well. That screws onto the top of that, and that was part of the reason why I built it. But then also I do, like with marshalling and event stuff, I've also got an Eagle vehicle public address system here. It's got foghorn on there, it's got like a little siren sound. It's great for getting people's attention when off-road doing private events. A microphone plugs into there. I also take part in the legendary Grand Tour, which is a charity mini convoy in aid of the Children's Hospital Southwest. So I've got a lossless MP3 player circuit that I made with the memory card in there, with some music that works in a loop, and that plays on there. And then I've mounted that underneath the slope, so I've got plain area there to put cups and things on if I'm static, or if I'm going camping I can put my phone up on top of there to charge with a solar panel in the window, or use it off a battery. I've then got my PA, I've also got my radio, and I then painted it like a greyish colour, which was actually wood primer and then I just sprayed that and cheated with Poundland grey paint. It's more of a bluey hue grey, but I've found that it matched the dashboard plastics considerably well, and I'm happy with that. But yeah, that's my dashboard slope really. As you can see, it sits nice and flush. It doesn't move because I've got 3M self-adhesive like foam tape on the bottom of the wood, so it, with the weight of the wood, it presses down, but the actual foam tape creates a degree of friction, so it doesn't actually move and slide around. I've still got access to my USB port there, my little cubby, and I've got my OEM Renault phone holder with a non-OEM modification bracket I made there. But that is basically my dashboard in my van. It's a 2016 plate Renault Trafic Business Plus 1.6 turbo diesel. But as you can see, as I pull the camera back, aesthetically it doesn't really look out of place. It serves its purpose for me, but the purpose of the video is do something that you enjoy, and if there's something that you want to make, share it. The more things people share, the more content they're creating, their hobbies, you're creating a broader spectrum of things that you can search for on YouTube and now open source, and you can gain ideas whether you're into off-grid camping, overlanding, you want to build a camper van, you have a vehicle that you use as your work van, you could also be a private first aid kind of medical service for public events, rallies, sporting events, charity events. You could be a private off-road fire fighting unit where you supply your services to film and production, stock car, banger car racing, private motorsport events, hill climbs and rallies. And you might want to add and mount a siren controller, Premier Hazard, something like a Sterling EVP, or your own specific choice of radios. But I thought I'd share that video with you, inspire you all to make something, share what you've made. It'd be interesting to see what other people's responses are. But if you like the video, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, share it with your friends. If you could subscribe, support the channel, help it grow, that really means a lot to me. Press the bell icon for notifications when new videos are published. Share it, like it, enjoy it. And if you haven't subscribed, please do. It's absolutely free. It helps me out in return for watching the videos and making the videos. But I've also got a lot of people that haven't subscribed. So come on guys, please subscribe. And big shout out to my American, USA, Northern American, Canadian followers. Thank you very much to all of you. Thanks for watching AW Services. I've been Austin. Take care.